What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Zach Hankins for the donation to the channel via the Cash App. But I gotta tell you, your video request about the Jay-Z and Beyonce threatened lawsuit against Pierce Morgan, I did a video about that. I think it was Tuesday. So you go back into my history or timeline of my uploaded videos, you'll see that I did a video about that. I think it was Tuesday. But if you need if you want to put out another video request about something else, you can just hit me up or whatever. But yeah, I did a video about that. So salute to you though for showing love. Though. I really truly appreciate that, man. So look, I saw this on Fadeaway World, man. So this is another hit piece on Darvin Ham. It's titled Los Angeles Lakers players, quote, hated playing under Darvin Ham. Former Lakers coach Darvin Ham did not have the cleanest run in his first head coaching gig. In fact, according to personnel around the league, there is a growing sentiment that the Lakers hated playing for Darvin, given the degree of silence that was shared after his firing. They misspelled Darvin as David in his article. A supposed NBA source, who probably don't exist, told, I'll just say an insider, quote, there wasn't one player on the team who posted any message on social media after Darvin was fired. That wasn't a coincidence. Of course, not going to say anything because you got La Homelander on that team. And if you say anything against Homelander and his decisions in Clutch Sports, it's going to get you jettisoned. I think it's also telling how the Lakers in the last few years have been able to get one notable free agent because exactly of that reason. Nobody wants to be on that shit show. Nobody wants to play for that team. You can get blamed for every goddamn thing. Your market value is going to go down and plummet like hell. Why? You know what I'm saying? Of course nobody was saying anything. They don't want to step out of line. So Ham was hired as a replacement of Frank Vogel in 2022. That's another thing. Frank Vogel won you a championship in 2020 and you fire him as a scapegoat. Described as a well-respected players coach, the thinking was that he could get through to the stars and implement a game plan that could maximize the strengths of the entire roster. Yeah, he did do that. He did. Didn't they get to the Western Conference Finals his first year? Didn't they win 47 games last year? Didn't they beat the eventual champion Boston Celtics in Boston, who went 37-4, mind you, at home in the regular season? I think 9-2 at home during the playoffs. But they beat them by double digits without LeBron and AD, excuse me. But people just magically ignored that. He a bad coach. Can't win with him. He a bad coach. Can't win with him. What followed was a disaster. People just, okay, what's a disaster now? Okay, and people around the league have been led to believe that the Lakers lost respect for Ham before it was all said and done. Okay, if that's the case, why is it that Jenny Buss, as recently as, or as late as March, if I'm not mistaken, of 2024, said they were retaining Darvin Ham? You know, then I guess after that, LeBron did what he had to do and slide her to the dick, and then all of a sudden she switches course because that's not what LeBron wanted. LeBron wanted his puppet in place. We all know what the truth is. Said one league personnel who's probably made up, quote, look, Darvin was a nice guy. Players liked him as a person, easy to talk to. He's a former player and won a championship. Players respected him as a person, but that was the biggest issue. They respected him as a player, a person, not as a coach. His schemes, rotations, and inability to take accountability for his mistakes rubbed guys the wrong way all year. They started tuning him out all the way in December. Well, that not taking accountability for mistakes, that sounds like somebody else that's currently on the roster. And I don't see that at all. Darvin Ham took responsibility. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, y'all know my brother 78 is a huge Bucks fan. That sounds nothing like Darvin Ham. Nothing. That's BS. At the end of the day, they just wanted to get rid of him because they want that puppet J.J. Redick in place. And to be honest with you, that's been the history for LeBron James. He don't want somebody on that team that can actually coach. He want puppets. And I'm going to go even deeper with this. LeBron don't want certain guys, I'll put it like that, to coach him like a coach. The history is there. He didn't like Paul Silas, may he rest in peace, trying to actually coach him. He didn't like, so he tolerated Mike Brown, but he never really respected him. Mike Brown kissed his ass. Darvin Ham actually tried to coach. That was the death knell of Darvin Ham. Actually trying to coach the team. And it also has a lot to do with the fact that Darvin Ham was totally opposed to the Lakers going after Bronny. He was totally opposed to that. And that's what that is. This is just a hit piece. You understand what I'm saying? This is a hit piece. That's all that is. And the only coach that LeBron really rocked with, the only one that he really rocked with, was old boy with the Clippers, whose name escapes me right now. That's the only one. Because he wanted to be LeBron's buddy. You know what I'm saying? So let me get this straight. Let me see if there's anything else here too. So this guy takes you to the Western Conference Finals, his first year, where you lose to the eventual champion Nuggets. Then you lose to the Nuggets again, who are defending champions. Okay, nobody thought that the Lakers were going to win that series. Then you won this BS tournament last year, right? How was that a disaster? Didn't they win 47 games last year? That's a disaster now. Okay, since Darvin Ham was a disaster, JJ should take him to the promised land. So explain to me why it was one set of expectations for a guy who y'all call a disaster in Darvin Ham, but essentially y'all got the same roster. But now JJ, who's supposed to be the Einstein of basketball, when he's out on the court, he sees the matrix field. You know what I'm saying? Everything's on a whole another plane, right? Such an emphasis on how smart he is. This guy's supposed to say he's going to use math to win games. Well, guess what? When it comes to expectations with one and the other, the math ain't mathing. Why is it that JJ, the expectations are lowered? There's a pattern there. With a certain person or people that look like Darvin Ham, their expectations are risen. But a JJ Redick, he gets all this praise, but the expectations go down. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. You can go to hell with that bullshit. He's supposed to be the brilliant JJ Redick, JJ the Great. He's supposed to be so dynamite. Well, we better see that shit. They better win 55 to 60 games this year since he's a genius and get to at least the conference finals. All this shit that he been talking, let's get to the X's and O's. We need to show real basketball. We need to talk about real basketball, and let's talk about this in deep. They had that damn podcast to make Darvin Ham look bad. Man, I'm not forgetting none of this shit, man. Hell no. And by the way, let me say this too. I know this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but in my previous video, when I said that they're trying to slander Diddy, I'm not saying that he didn't do what was on video. What I'm saying is that tape was put out to bias not just the populace, but a jury. A jury cannot possibly, with all of the stuff that's been put out there, you cannot tell me they can find a jury that is not biased against Diddy now. Anybody in this atmosphere, there's no way he can get a fair trial. He can't. Because by putting that tape out there, people are going to have an extremely emotional reaction to that. So now you're going to believe any and everything that the federal government says that he did. And he also hasn't been charged with what was on that tape. So yes, Diddy, by definition, has been slandered. Because had that tape not come out, it'll just be allegations. Now, he did lie about doing that. And he's a scumbag for that. But that still don't mean he's guilty of the shit they're charging him with. I don't care what any of you all say. That's how I feel. If you don't like what I have to say about it, unsubscribe from me. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, some of you all hypocrites anyway. Because you only see the government as being some nefarious force that people got to champion against when it's like somebody like Trump. Now all of a sudden, when Trump is the victim, oh man, this government's a witch hunt. Oh man, I don't understand people today. Trump got 34 felony counts against him. You got people who are felons in this country that can't vote. This guy's running for president. Yeah, I get the Constitution doesn't disallow people who have felonies to run for president, but there's something wrong there. Not only that, the media, who supposedly is so pious in this situation when it comes to Diddy, they're so virtuous, right? Why don't the media report that 6 families have settled out of court with Donald Trump for him allegedly diddling with their underage children? Yeah, the media don't report that, do they? See, that's why I'm talking about people pick and choose when they want to slander somebody. This guy's been accused of raping women multiple times, tied to the Epstein stuff, but nobody wants to believe any of that shit. Fuck out my face, man. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this. Oh, and this new Netflix documentary shows LeBron James screaming at Darvin Ham, disrespecting him. You know, but that shows you the deep-seated hatred that he has toward black men. You know, he sees Darvin Ham as the daddy he never had. Which explains why he moves the way he moves anyway. Passive aggressive, you know, not alpha male-ish at all. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it.